OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a property show.
So, it's a 2 up, 2 down. It's unusual, but those are the testicles I was born with.
Welcome to the show. We'll be looking at houses that have been designed by someone's nan. Yes, it's grand designs.
Of course, finding something in London on your budget was very, very difficult. So this property does come with a bit of a commute. Welcome to Stoke.
All property is theft. Good night. Bit mean, but we've put together a montage of first-time buyers being told about stamp duty for the first time.
I begged Gary for an extension. He went and got a conservatory. I actually meant a penis enlargement.
This week, Bert has bought a yurt. And that sentence alone makes this the most fun show we've ever done.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Allsop, and this week I'll be patronising more millennials. You can't have dreams and a second bedroom. Wake up.
Well, this used to be a railway station, but there haven't been any trains here for nearly 40 years. It's Haywards Heath on Southern Railway.
And Simon has converted this railway carriage into his very own office, just by yelling into his mobile phone like an arsehole.
This house was built on an ancient burial ground, which is why the episode's been hosted by me, the ghost of a hunchback Victorian boy trying to explain fixed-rate mortgages.
Now, this next property is about £50,000 over Philip and Susan's budget. Luckily, though, Philip's grandmother has just died.
Loads of notorious people live on these here branches. Piers Morgan, Katie Hopkins, Donald Trump. So, what? Escape to the country? No, this is escape to the...
So, if you want to brighten up your kitchen, turn the light on.
Susan turned her 2-bedroom house into a 10-bedroom house by putting a bed in every room.
I'm Danny Dyer. Welcome to Let's Do This Gaff Up.
Well, there you go. Immediately, you can see how much roomier it looks without the old lady and the oxygen cylinders.
OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on a property show.
6 months in, and Mike has fallen out with the builder. There was no window there, and neither of them noticed.
With violence and strong language from the very beginning, it's a place in the Sunderland.
Yes, it is north-facing, but on the plus side, it's a caravan, so you can just turn it round.
Get that fish out of here, it stinks. You should never leave a place in the sun.
We've just 1 hour while Gina's at the shops to improve her flat in Luton. We're setting it on fire and moving it to Oxford.
Well, it's another setback. This time, the structure is damaged. And for the first time, I'm asking myself, will the Death Star ever be finished?
And more information on how to get together a deposit for a house can be found in our free leaflet, When Will Nana Die?
So, you bought it at auction for £100,000, but what exactly are you going to do with Middlesbrough?
Well, what we've done is we've knocked the wall between the kitchen and the lounge down, and what that's done is killed all the people who were sitting in the lounge.
The kitchen's done in a very modern style. We call it crack den.
We're looking at a well-equipped council house in Hull. Fridge, oven, washing machine. In fact, this is one of the nicest gardens we've seen.
This week on Grand Designs, my gran designs a house. It'll be shit. She's got terrible arthritis and not even a rudimentary qualification.
Three coats of varnish and a new rug, and Brucey is ready for his next show.
Welcome to the 74-hour-long obsessive-compulsive episode of How Clean Is Your House?
Knock it down, tarmac it, fuck 'em.
Things you wouldn't hear on a property show.
So, as you can see, she's a bit of a fixer-upper. She needs a lot of work done, but she wants to buy a house with me, so we're looking for a new build.
Well, it's all about location, location, location. And this is a shithole, shithole, shithole.
We're here in Calais with Ahmed and Khadija for a special episode of Escape into the Country.
So basically what we've done here is we've put Nick Knowles in a cupboard and bricked it up.
You could do anything here. You could knock through that wall, you could retile the roof, but not the patio. You mustn't touch the patio.
Sandra and John are planning to sell their three-bedroom terrace in Wigan so they can go to London to get a spot of lunch.
John and Jules have knocked through from their bedroom into the room next door. They didn't mean to, but that's Viagra for you.
Whoa, 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 when I said you should knock one out, I meant one of the walls.
And this is where we've built the panic room, ideal for opening your next gas bill.
They've made an offer of $320, which is quite low because most houses cost thousands of pounds.
So, a year on, I've come back to see how they're getting on. Fuck me, still not finished.
Oh, you're right, it is big enough.
The previous owner did leave it in a state of disrepair, but honestly, I'm thinking about making an offer. Sorry, I'm babbling. Time of death, 4:15 p.m.
Welcome to the new show where we help millennials to buy their first ever property. Yes, this is Hitman for your gran.
Old-fashioned and some jaw-dropping views. We won't be inviting Kirsty Allsop on Question Time again.
Hi, I'm a public school twat walking towards the camera.
Well, I've put your cheeky offer into the owners, and they told me to shove it up my arse.
I don't know how to tell you this. I know you just completed, but the sweet old widowed man that you bought the house off has, well, he's tied a bunch of balloons to it and floated off into the sky.
Rupert and Jacinda are 25 years old and have a budget of £2.5 million. Wankers.
Tim and Dorothy plan to move because of the primary school situation. Tim isn't allowed within 500 metres of one.
At the end of that round, the points go to Rhea, Josh and Reese. The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a property show.
Now, this next property's got a bit of showbiz sparkle. Now, do you know David Tennant? Well, the guy he played, Dennis Nilsson, used to live here.
Now, an excellent way to check if it is a load-bearing wall is to knock it down and see what happens.
Storage is often a problem, but not for me. I am Kevin McICloud.
And of course, we've got the extra room, you know, thinking about the longer term, if you want to get married and have babies, if, you know, that's something you're interested in.
This week on Location, 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 we're in Basingstoke, Basingstoke, Basingstoke.
Next up on BBC London, we've got Escape to the Country. And on BBC Somerset, it's Defend the Village from Towny Buggers.
Now, this clever couple swapped their tiny one-bed for a south-facing, detached 426-bed by simply moving to Benson's for Beds.
Now, we have had a couple of issues with the garden. We've managed to clear away most of the Japanese knotweed, but I don't know how familiar you are with quicksand.
After this millennial couple stopped buying posh lattes for an entire year, they had saved enough money for one massive latte.
And there's also the option of a fire in the living room if you need the insurance money.
Well, I asked the vendor what he thought of your offer, and he told me to shove it up your arse.
And we've been able to convert this one-bedroom flat into a three-bedroom flat just by putting a bed in the kitchen and the toilet.
I see you've put a cellar on your must-haves. Is that because you're alcoholics or perverts?
John has always wanted to convert a lighthouse, but the project has been on and off for years.
Get out! Get out!
This week on A Place in the Sun, we feature a couple who speak a second language and buy the house.
Now, you said you wanted to be near a school. How many little ones do you have? OK, how many are you expecting to have? I'm going to have to call the police, sir.
Of course, we're not sure if they're serious buyers, but when they're finished having a shit, we'll ask them.
Yeah, that round. The points go to Ed, Sub and Glenn.